What's going on, football fans? It's your boy Lolo, and I am actually back on the stoop. It's here.
I'm on the stoop.
I'm here. I can't
not
believe
in
it.
my wife's office.
Oh my God. Why did I come back here? It is like hotter than
It's hotter than a four-letter word that begins with
fuck.
B and ends
begins
in
with
balls.
fuck and ends with balls. That's the four-letter word. I'm sitting here doing nothing and sweating my ass off. I don't understand.
And him being hot is making me hot.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm so happy to be back with you guys on the stoop. And we are here. Fuck, Mark, dude. The season starts tomorrow. Tomorrow.
And I am so excited.
And the season starts tomorrow with my club facing Brentford. If you guys hadn't seen it, we released a video today of who the hell are Brentford FC.
And it's actually a pretty good video. Give it a watch. We done well. If you missed us, and I know you did.
I love that. What's going on, Scott Newby? Yes, Lolo is home. As Cher said,
Stoop, stoop, baby, stoop, stoop.
There you go. I don't even know that song. Stoop back on the brownstone, yes, sir. And if you guys are ever bored, you should read the hours worth of comments that go on our shows before the show ever starts, because somehow we went from talking football to talking Russian KGB. But as Anders put it, On the Stoop is probably the only place where you can discuss football, Mossad, and the KGB at the same time.
I didn't realize G was Kevin De Bruyne's last name or middle name.
Kevin De Bruyne.
Kevin De Bruyne. That's what it was.
Whoa.
I always thought it was De Bruyne, but it's like being like Kevin the Kid.
Well,
Mark the Stooper.
Big up to all the Stoop crew who is here today with us and who will be joining. And Mark, I missed you, man.
I missed you too.
I
I miss all you guys out there as I wag my finger at you.
Yeah.
Making y'all appear.
And speaking of the Stoop crew and how badass they are, we have some very, very talented Stoopers in the house. One of which is a guy by the name of Paul H. Paul H is a very talented artist. And
yes,
when I came home, waiting for me in the vestibule.
Should we bring in James and Najee so they can see this
no,
too?
Man,
no,
fuck
we're
them.
not. Fuck them.
To
quote James, fuck them.
Yeah, fuck them. if your name isn't on the thing, it said to Lolo and Mark.
That's right.
So,
Paul H. Custody battle over.
Paul H. just sent us this. Paul H. is famous for doing these big eds.
The big eds.
He calls them big eds. And he hand draws all these. So we just got ourselves some to put on the back wall that will continue to convince all of my Arsenal fans that I'm an Arsenal fan. I don't know. I have more Leeds stuff hanging.
Well, if you will stop writing love poems to the Leeds, then maybe the Arsenal fans will think, well, maybe he does like Arsenal. He's got the shirts.
Yeah, and this is the only one I have. I think the newest Arsenal kit that I have is from like 2014.
Yeah, but didn't they recycle the yellow one for the away?
I don't know.
So now you'll just put that on. You'll be like, yeah, it's my away jersey.
I'm also just very cheap, and I wait until the next season when it goes like half off, and then I buy it. Or I lose enough weight, and I fit into Lawler's old ones, which he's sending me. So anyway, yes, that is amazing work, Scott Newby says. Good evening, Bobby. Good to see you. Leeds 2021. Jimmy Bremner's Ghost in here. Ben, Leeds. I do have that link for you, and it is in the Stoop Crew tab on the website on www.onthestoopwithlolo.com, where you can get all sorts of merch.
Really cool merch.
And cool stuff like this. And if you guys saw, this is my new favorite one right here. You can get that printed on stickers. You can get it printed on coffee cups. On
a chest-sized decal tattoo, maybe?
You can have it done as a tattoo with only $4.99 shipping and handling.
That will so impress the chicks.
So, if we're gonna put his face up here, why don't we bring the man, the myth, the legend on here, Mr. James? What's going on, James?
Good to see you.
Hi, everyone. I'm so excited. I am so excited. 2 more days, man. No, I don't count tomorrow.
Tomorrow doesn't count for most of the league.
Yeah, 2 more days.
Tomorrow
2 more days.
counts.
2 more sleep.
You know what? The league starts now because our show is going to be broadcasting. That's kicking off Premier League this year.
Woo! So
cheers.
Cheers to you, James. So Paul H, thank you so much. But James, what do you think of this? Have you seen these?
Oh, it's fantastic. I've seen Paul's work on other sites, and it's wonderful. Yeah, he does a great job. He's extremely talented.
That is absolutely fantastic, and such a wonderful gift.
By the way, I have a quick comment. This is my contribution to the whole KGB, Soviet Union, everything else discussion. For people who are football historians or care about football, the history of football, the Soviet Union and the Eastern Bloc countries in general were very influential in the history of football and its progression, especially tactically. And so that's always a good read. The Soviet Union, man, had some kick-ass teams way back when. But anyway, that's my contribution.
All right.
Everything's about football right now, man. Football 24/7.
That's it.
Yes, absolutely. What's going on, BX? Glad to see you here. El Loco as well. When Lolo stops wearing red, he will truly be converted to Leeds. That's
True.
How you know.
Yeah.
That's how you know.
Sad.
It is sad. It is sad.
It's a sad sight. I was hoping to see something else at the start of the season, but all my hopes were dashed, Lolo.
No. I'm sorry. I just can't do it. You know, when I was editing that video and I found the perfect clip of the Who the Hell are Leeds United video, and it was me saying, so what would you say to somebody who is looking for a team and wants to be there? Why would we choose Leeds? And you said, first of all, you don't choose Leeds. Leeds chooses you. And I was like, he's talking to my soul here. He's talking to me.
I mean, didn't you feel the same way when you became a Saints fan? I mean, it's kind of like
absolutely.
Yeah.
I was a Saints fan before I knew who was playing on the team, because it was about more than those players. It was bigger than that.
Exactly.
And so, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, being a Leeds United supporter is larger than anything. It just it consumes your whole life, you know. Your outlook on life changes as soon as you enter that family.
Absolutely. Well, El Loco just said, need to say, forget Grealish, Kane, Lukaku. We just made the signing of the season. Bielsa is ours again. Yeah, that was never in doubt.
That was never in doubt, so therefore I'm not going to call it a signing of the season.
It's still a relief, though. Still a relief.
I think someone else has got something to say about the signing of the season.
Yeah, what do you think, Mr. Najee?
Well,
being the villain over here, who is the signing of the season?
By the way, welcome to the show.
Hey, how are you guys? I want to say, first of all, what a job by Paul H. What a job. Like, this is really fantastic. Wow.
Absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
And look at the detail on these, man. They're badass.
That is crazy. Yeah. The signing of the season, no doubt. Lukaku, of course. Like,
yeah, it must be nice to spend $500 million in 2 seasons.
Yeah. Hey, Mark, we saw players for more than 60 million this summer.
Okay, yeah, this is my look. This is my whole argument with all this shit, man. Is that managers now? That's all they have to do is manage egos. They don't have to be brilliant tactically. They don't have to be good motivators or whatever. They just have. They don't have to be. I mean, it used to be in football where a team like Ajax would come along and dominate for a couple of years. Then the team would come along and they would dominate. Because they changed tactically. You had managers who would come in with new ideas, and they would change formations and everything else. You just sign better players. That's it. That's the recipe. You just go out, throw down millions of pounds or millions of dollars, or whatever, millions of euros. You sign better players. And instead, when you have no innovators anymore, they're very Bielsa, probably the last one. So appreciate it while he's out there, because Marcelo Bielsa I'm telling you right now, is the last great manager historically that we're going to see for a long time.
Yeah, yeah. You know, talking to people who were telling me about mentioning that Leeds United are going to go down this season. The guy, I don't know why.
Don't make him choke on his beverage.
I don't know why. I don't know why I'm protecting him, but it was Lawler who was telling me that Leeds United are going to go down this season, and he's like, "Look, they didn't sign anybody. They didn't sign anybody. They didn't sign anybody," and my only retort to that was, Bielsa doesn't really sign people; he makes people.
Exactly. He develops players. Managers don't develop players anymore. I mean, it's like I said, you know, if someone doesn't fit the bill, they just go out and they just splash a lot of money and they get someone who they think is better and they sign that person. I mean, sometimes it works. Sometimes
I was just thinking, watch Leeds United sign Messi. Messi says, I want to go to Leeds United and play for Bielsa, and Bielsa's like, fine. And Messi doesn't start. Messi doesn't start because he doesn't work hard enough.
Oh my God!
That's who Bielsa is. He wouldn't start him.
He stands on the field and waits for the ball and goes, "Yeah, I got it."
Anyway,
but Bielsa is a tactical and developmental genius. He is a genius on both of those, and there aren't many around there, man. Aren't many out in football who are like that because they all go to manage into large clubs that have infinite amounts of cash, and it's just like, okay, let's just spend.
And I tell you what, Thomas Tuchel, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and Pep Guardiola, one or two of them will be fired because they've been given everything. They've been given everything. And if they don't win everything, because each of those clubs have the ability and the players and the managers. Well, I don't know about Man United, but on manager, but they've been given everything. If Chelsea don't win everything this season,
we do that every year, you know. Yeah.
I don't know about
if Chelsea are 10th Christmas time, they will fire him. I have no problem with it.
Okay, I just don't see that happening.
That's how we roll.
I don't see that happening.
If Pep doesn't win the treble with Jack Grealish and probably Harry Kane.
Harry Kane is not going anywhere.
Even if he doesn't, with the team that he has, listen, and Ollie as well, they keep buying, they keep fucking spending. It's absolutely it. Anyway, let's get to
what. If you guys are
where
wondering
we are.
why I'm doing the hand jive here, it's the mosquitoes are ridiculous on this stoop.
Absolutely crazy.
Yeah, the mosquitoes can be bad in New York, man.
We're gonna get a jersey for one of them and have them on the show next week.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're liking my ears right now. So if you see me do that, it's not because of the DTs or anything like that.
Yeah, they can be brutal.
So guys, we don't want this show to be like 10 hours long. So we're gonna get straight on to. We're gonna bust into our top 4 predictions. So before we get started, Scott Newby, thank you so much. He just kicked in 18 pounds. That's 6 for each block here, so we each get a pint. Well, Mark and I will share one, but you guys can. No, Najee doesn't drink, so yeah, I get a pint. There we go. We all got a pint. Thank you so much, Scott. He says, I can't hang around tonight, lads, so we'll watch tomorrow. Just wanted to wish you all the best for the season. The work you all put in is appreciated. This is the year the Stoop goes viral. Thank you so much, Scott. We really hope so. We're really loving doing our shows for mostly our Stoop crew. But like I said, just wait until the Stoop crew is 1,000 people strong and we only reply to y'all's comments because we don't know those people. So thank you so much for that, Scott. And yes, if you were wondering, the super chats are open, and so feel free to get your picks in there with a little cash on top. We don't mind, but you don't have to. Let's get to it. All right, guys. So let's kick up this brand banner up here. Let's go with our top 4 predictions. So, guys, we're gonna start this way. Najee, I'm gonna start with you, and I need you to tell me who is going to finish 4th in the league.
4th in the league, it's gonna be Liverpool this season.
Okay, that's it. I don't want to hear anything else. James, 4th
Leicester.
in the league. Leicester.
Wow.
And for you, Mark?
Man City.
Man City, 4th.
Man City's 4th.
And I'm going with Liverpool. No, sorry. Man United, sorry. Najee's picked Liverpool.
Yeah.
I'm going with Man United, 4th. So, out of all those, the one that confuses me the most is yours. Tell me why Man City are going to end up 4th.
I'm going to tell you why. Right here, and it's not going to make any sense. Maybe it will, maybe it won't, but here it is. Pep is going to focus on the Champions League. That is all he wants to. That is all he is going to care about.
He's got like 4 teams.
Exactly. He got 2 teams, 3 teams.
4 teams.
And
they spent $100 million on a number 10 who will only play in the Champions League.
Just saying, he's going to focus exclusively all of his efforts because of that loss to Chelsea. And that's going to be his focus. And I think they slide down the table just a little bit to 4th place.
Wow. What do you guys think about that?
I don't agree with Mark,
Of course not. But we
James?
shall see.
Oh no, I think Man City could virtually sleepwalk through this season and win the league.
Yeah. So James, you picked Leicester City. Why do you think Leicester City?
I still think they're a solid club. They're good. They might get that defender from like Vestergaard, whatever.
Yeah.
Vestergaard,
Yeah. So they might pick him up. That'll strengthen their defense. Schmeichel's a really good goalkeeper. They're built from the back forward. I think that's how you need to build a club. And I think that they'll be competitive, and I think they'll end up 4th. I really do.
Wow.
And they're kind of when Raj took over and Vic Borda, they kind of looked at Leicester as a template for Leeds in the future, the way that they've done business and just the way they built the club. And I have grudging admiration for Leicester. I mean, they're one of the few clubs that I really have any.
Yeah. It's a well-run team.
Yeah.
But they do have a tendency of slipping at the end of the year, where they kind of take their foot off the
two years
gas.
in a row, man.
And Bobby Two Scoops, Fofana is going to be a massive loss for them. He got his leg shattered or something.
He's out for the season. It's an ankle injury. But that's why they got Vestergaard. And
Vestergaard is so good.
6 replacement for that
He's
guy?
so good.
Jesus Christ.
And they still got Johnny Evans.
This is my sweat rag, Jason. And Jason, I was trying to get in touch with you today. Anyway. So Najee and I picked Liverpool and Man United. A bit of a more normal one.
Yeah.
But I think Man United is not. I don't think they have the right coach. Sorry. They have all the talent in the world. They have all the talent in the world that they could ever imagine. For some reason, still don't have a defensive midfielder. Out of everybody they got, they don't seem to be fixing their holes. And so I think they'll do well, and they'll beat people, and they'll have a lot of games where people are like, oh, we're going to win the league, and then they'll just be shit because they're a shit club.
Yeah.
James is quiet on that because he's like, absolutely, dead ass.
Yeah, exactly.
I
do not want to see Ole get fired, man.
No, keep him there. Keep
Ole there for years to come, please. I was so happy when he renewed his contract or extended his contract. I was like, thank you. There is a God.
All right, so let's see if maybe we can match on number 3. So 3rd place for me, I'm going Liverpool. Mark?
Liverpool. 3rd place.
James?
Liverpool.
Najee, you already picked Liverpool. They can't beat.
I'm going with Man United.
Man United. Yeah, see, that's what I remembered. Your picks and my picks, they were switched there. So, guys, why are we all in consensus that Liverpool's going to finish 3rd?
I will tell you why you guys are wrong about that.
Screw your question. I'm going to answer that.
I'm the only odd man here.
Yeah, let's hear it.
It's true. Let's hear it.
Well, they have a good starting 11, and that's it. They have no depth. And the three players that plays in midfield, Henderson, Thiago Alcantara, and Fabinho, don't score goals. They're very defensive. They don't help out. So you need 25 goals from Salah and 25 goals from Mane. Firmino doesn't get you much.
I think it's really funny, Najee, that you always mention teams that don't score goals, and yet last year Chelsea didn't score goals, and they won the championship, or they won the league. They won the Champions League.
Well, that was our own issue last year, but we were nicking goals here and there, and we were focusing on defense. We didn't concede for like 60 games in a row.
60 games?
I'm just kidding.
16 maybe. No, I think it was a good amount of games. But,
it was.
But listen, you got Virgil van Dijk back. Of course, Andy Robertson just got.
How good is he back? How good is he?
Virgil van Dijk?
We'll see.
We'll see.
I think that's a big question for anybody that comes off of an injury like that. But he's young, and
One more thing, guys. Robertson is out.
Yeah.
That season didn't start yet. So who's playing on the left? I don't know.
I don't know their team well enough.
That's what I'm saying. They have a good starting 11. That's it.
Yeah, but I don't know. I have faith in Bielsa. I have faith in Klopp as an Arsenal supporter.
Yeah.
As much faith as I want to have in another.
But don't forget.
But to me, Klopp, they were terrible last season. They were terrible with tons of injuries.
Were they terrible?
They
or did
were
it take
terrible.
Time for them to figure out? Okay, this is what we don't have. This is what we were
Every time
focusing
they
on, but now we don't have it. But it all went. It went quick. Like no sooner was Van Dijk injured that Gomez got injured.
Exactly.
And Henderson got injured.
Yeah.
And it just the list went on and on and on.
And Najee,
it took
they
a while
still
for Klopp
finished
to figure
fourth.
it out.
Guys,
Fourth?
they were kicked out of the Champions League really early.
Yeah.
Okay. And this year they have the Champions League, the League, the FA Cup, the Carabao Cup. It's a lot of cups there.
Yeah.
They don't have the squad to do
The
it.
Carabao, they'll just play their under 23s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't care about that.
If they even have an under 23 team, I don't know. I don't know if they develop players anymore, so I have no idea.
Tsimikas on the left for Liverpool.
That's him.
Yeah.
That's him. Tsimikas. Thank you, Bobby.
Yeah, it's interesting how much the media protected Liverpool over their injuries. Yeah, because I feel like, well, there was such a clear reason why they were so bad, because they were near invincible the year before. Right. They lost to what, Watford?
Right. Yeah.
And COVID?
Yeah, but that at that point, there was a pause in the league, and then there's no fans back, and it's just like
No, they lost to Watford before that.
Liverpool lost 6 games in a row
Yeah.
at Anfield last year.
Yeah.
last year.
So I don't know. I have more faith. The reason I put Liverpool over Man United is because I have more faith in Klopp with less players than Ollie with all the players in the world. So that's that. All right, let's go to number 2. Number 2 slot, Mark.
These two teams flip-flop today. So my number 2 is going to be Man United.
Man United.
Man United was second last year. They addressed some issues that they had in Varane and in Sancho, and I like those signings. And I think that this was a team that last year had a lot of confidence in the fact that no matter how out of a match they were, they always figured their way back in. So I don't see that team changing as much. And the additions, I think, will keep them in second place this season. That's the story, and I'm sticking to it.
What hole does Sancho fill?
No. Look. Man United improved. Like 3 weeks ago when we spoke at the happy hour, I had them first. They improved from last year. First of all, they got Varane and Maguire now. They want Wan-Bissaka and Luke Shaw. It's like 4 really good players at the back.
They've already had them.
They're tall, physical. They're going to be good on set pieces. They have Pogba in the middle. They have Sancho, Fernandes, Greenwood, Rashford.
Exactly.
It's a really good team.
Alan's over here walking past going like this. Shut up. Varane isn't that good.
Sorry, Najee.
Varane is quite good.
Varane is not that good. Sorry.
Well, he just won 4 Champions League and 3 titles with Real.
He did not.
Because here he is saying, what does Sancho do for Man United?
No.
And yet during the Euros, he was like, you got to watch that Sancho kid. He's got some great feet.
My comment is nothing against Sancho. I do think Sancho is fantastic. I'm saying his position wasn't a hole they needed to fill.
No, you're right. You're right, but he will get some play.
They just went and said, no, nobody else can have him. And you know what? West Ham, you can't have Jesse Lingard either. And they play the same fucking position.
Yeah, it's true.
So
I still think,
fuck off. That's
regardless,
why I'm like Man United, fuck them.
Getting eaten alive here. I
got the spray,
believe that United will be second, regardless.
Look, if he did not succeed, then it's all on Ole. Then he needs to go.
What does that even mean, Bremner's Ghost? Comments like that will have me wishing mozzies as big as hens biting you. Oh, mozzies, like mosquitoes, not mozzies like mozzarella.
No, mozzies.
I was expecting like people pelting me with balls of mozzarella, which
you do live in an Italian neighborhood. Okay.
James, what do you think about all this?
What do you think? Number 2 for you, James. Leeds.
Kjellstrand, number 2.
Even after today?
Even after today. I'll go with Kjellstrand, number 2.
Lukaku.
Yeah.
That's just game over as far as I'm concerned.
No. I don't know. All right, Naji, number 2 for you.
Hey, last week I had City. This week I had City. It's Man City.
Good one. Good one. Man City for Naji. Unfortunately, I'm going to agree with Naji. I'm going Man City.
You think Lukaku's going to make that much of a difference?
Oh my God, James! You can't.
I do.
Wait,
you can't imagine what he's going to do.
You don't know who my number 1 is.
We'll see.
I have Chelsea way down the list.
You're a fool.
Here's the thing. So that brings us over into our number 1, and I'll go with my number 1 pick, and I am picking Chelsea because, listen, looking at the team that Thomas Tuchel inherited, they went from Frank Lampard being mediocre and being beaten by worse teams, mine included, yours included. And then he comes in and just locked everything down. And all of a sudden, no one could score against them. And they had sitters where Timo Werner would just miss. And Tammy Abraham would just miss. And they would still win 1-0 because they're not giving up any goals. Mm-hmm. To me, the manager made such a huge difference because they spent $200 million the year before. So this year they spend more, and they, to me, they're the one club who actually addressed the biggest problem. First was last year with the manager, and then this year was, why don't we get somebody who does nothing but score goals? And who has amazing hold-up play as well, and who will take some pressure off of Werner, so Werner doesn't have to be the sole goal scorer. Open up Kai Havertz, open up Timo Werner. Hopefully Pulisic can have a full season. And listen, Lukaku in the middle means both center backs have to address him. They have to address him. He's that good. So yeah, that puts that to me, Chelsea were close to winning it last season after having a terrible run of games.
Yeah.
Which means if they can go from just not having it, they could have a bad run of games, just don't have a terrible run of games, they should be able to win the league.
Yeah, look, I'll be honest with you. I don't see us losing a game. Because of the way we play defensively. Because of the way we play defensively, Lukaku could have had a hat-trick yesterday. I mean, Kai Havertz didn't do much yesterday.
Yeah.
He's a top 5 striker in the world. He's gonna score 20 goals. We got Jorginho and Kante in the middle. We got a fantastic goalkeeper in Mendy. We have Mason Mount, Pulisic, Werner can play behind the striker. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, that's kind of where I am.
Any word on Ziyech?
Oh, he got injured.
Because
didn't
he got injured in the Super Cup, not to be confused.
Yeah.
With why do we need another cup?
Yeah, it's his hand, something with his shoulder or hand, but if he didn't play Saturday, that's fine though.
So you've got Chelsea as well?
I do. That is just the amount of creativity that can happen in the front third for Chelsea is just mind-blowingly staggering on how good that potential has to be,
and they already proved the back end.
And they've
fine.
already, they have the best defense, the most clean sheets, great midfield, and now they have quite
I watched
possibly one of
Lukaku
the
last year.
top 5 best players in the world that just
He is a beast.
Although the trade-off of when you sold him for $30 million and you signed him back for $129 million, I'm not really sure the economics of that.
That's Chelsea
Club
business.
like mine could not survive on that.
I could.
In fact, my own personal banking couldn't survive that.
Mark, we sold player for $50 million this summer. Nobody knows that. Between Mark Gahey, who you've never heard of, we sold him for $20 million to Crystal Palace. $20 million. And we sold Tomori for $30 million. And we're gonna sell Tammy for $40 million.
You're not getting $40 million for Tammy Abraham. Sorry, hate to break it to you. Not getting that kind of money. You might get 25.
He's not worth it. So I want to know, James, who do you have winning the league?
I have Man City winning it again.
Yep.
I think Man City has another move to make before the end of the transfer window. I think the Lukaku move is probably going to force their hand a little bit.
Yeah.
And we'll see, but they're going to bring in somebody else. If it's not Kane, it'll be someone else.
Do you think they're going to spend $150 million for Kerry Hayne?
Yeah.
They can spend as much as they want.
They can.
These teams don't care. I mean, they have no conscience when it comes to spending money. So they'll just throw it around no matter what.
Especially this summer because there is no FIFA fair play.
Yeah.
They don't care. They'll make that with selling his shirt.
Yeah, this is. It's what football has become. It's a disgrace.
Yeah, it's definitely the top 4 versus, or not even. It's the top 4 is one league, and then it's the rest of the league.
But I mean, a team like Leeds that actually develops players. We'll see how things happen. I mean, if we get a win at Chelsea, then it'll be. I mean, come on, right? I mean, it'll be a victory for what's good about football against a victory, against what's bad about football.
Yeah. Yeah. That's fucking terrible. Yeah, I'm.
Modern football, man.
I don't know. You would have thought that, like, after the uproar of the ESL, that these teams would have been like, oh, you know what? We're not going to be stupid and go out and sign every single... Like, to me, Messi to PSG just infuriates me.
No, man.
Infuriates me.
Oh, it does, and it's on the cover of every single. If you scroll through Facebook, like I follow, various football sites, and if you follow them, everything is just plastered on the first page of every single football web page and Facebook page, and it just. I mean, it's infuriating. It's absolutely infuriating.
But they bought a lot of players for free. They bought a lot of players for free this summer.
Yeah, well, but it's not about that, man. It's not about transfer fees. It's about wages. I mean, paying wages. I mean, a team like Man City, something like 70% of their budget is actually spent on wages. It's not even spent on transfer fees. Yeah. So these clubs, I mean, how do they afford the wages? That's the thing. I mean, transfer fees, transfer budget, okay, but wages, oh, man. I mean, it's absurd. He's making an astronomical amount of money every week.
$4,000 a minute, an hour.
Yeah, it's obscene.
He's $1 million.
It's obscene.
$1 million a week. That's crazy.
But anyway, I'm not going to get on my soapbox about this. We can move on.
Yeah, I'm just like, to me, if I was Messi, like, fuck it, go some. You've made all the money. You've made money. Your Instagram account will keep you paid for the rest of your life, and your Twitter account, if for some reason you lose the hundreds of millions of dollars you already have. So why not go and go back to your fucking hometown?
Go play for Newell's.
Or go to Newell's old boys.
Yeah, Newell's old boys.
Go play with fucking Marcelo Bielsa, or go to a team that isn't already stacked.
Yeah.
Like, what are you proving? What are you proving? Anyway, this isn't about that.
That front line is just stupid.
The whole fucking team is like.
Yeah, they won't score against us.
Neymar, Messi, and Mbappe.
Like, the only thing you can prove is that it was a terrible decision when you win nothing. When you lose, when you don't even win the league, when Lille wins the league this year.
Right. Yeah. I would love to see it collapse the same way that in the early 2000s when the Lakers signed Karl Malone, Gary Payton, and somebody else was on that team, and it was already Kobe and Shaq. Yeah. So that these superstars in their twilight years could get that ring, and it just blew up in their faces. And I want the same thing for PSG.
Did you guys see Ramos and Messi hugging today?
Yeah. That to me is fucking.
I saw it. It made me want to vomit.
I know. I was like, wow.
It's like awkward as running into an ex-wife.
Yeah.
Oh God.
So, speaking of heartbreak, let's move on to the bottom three. So let's talk about the teams that you guys think are going to be relegated. And this one, I just want to hear your three. So, Naji, I know you're prepped and ready. So which three teams are going to be relegated?
So, Burnley, Southampton, and Norwich.
Wow. Burnley?
Yeah, Southampton, they sold everybody.
Yeah.
And today they proved it, they sold Vestergaard, their best defender.
What is going on with Southampton? Why are they just giving up on this season?
It looks like it. They only have.
Yeah.
I mean, they only have Che Adams now. They're gonna focus on young players. They have some good young players, but
they've been doing this for years. I mean, they used to be almost a feeder club for Liverpool. Liverpool used to go down there and grab players from them every season.
Danny Ings, not Danny Ings, but they bought Ox. The Ox, they bought them from there.
Yeah.
No, Ox came from
Southampton to Arsenal.
Oh.
And then Lallana, they got Lallana from Southampton.
Yeah.
Virgil van Dijk from Southampton.
Van Dijk from Southampton.
Who else too? There are like two or three other players too in recent history.
Yeah.
Well, and Burnley, I guess it's time for Dijk to go down.
Never underestimate
Mane. They got
the
Mane.
Magic of Sam.
They got Mane.
Yeah, Mane. That's right. Mane from Southampton as well. That's right.
So guys, do you guys agree with Naji? What do you think?
I agree. Actually, I hate to say it, but I completely agree with Najee on that.
100% Burnley,
On my list.
Burnley,
And,
Southampton,
that's it.
and Norwich.
Yeah.
I'm 2/3.
Okay, me too.
2/3 in agreement with Najee.
Me too.
Norwich, because I just don't know where those goals are coming from.
I mean,
Ivan Toney is not going to be enough, and he's not going to score.
that's Brentford.
Oh, okay. So
Pookie.
Pookie. He's not going to score 30. I get him confused, folks. I do all my research in one day about 20 teams.
Yeah, Pookie's
I get
still there.
confused. No.
I think they still have Cantwell too, don't they?
Norwich is going down. Southampton, for obvious reasons we just covered, they're having a fire sale, and I don't see them staying up. And Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace, I believe, is going to be relegated. I'm very. They had a lot of talent leave the team. Names I can't remember right now because Townsend for one.
No, Townsend left.
Eze is hurt with an
Townsend
Achilles
left.
injury. He is out for the entire season.
No, not
Yes,
the entire
he is out for the. I read it today. He's out for the entire
Who?
season. Eze.
Okay, Eze is out, but Townsend, he went to Everton, guys.
Townsend goes to Everton, and then also there's a lot of players on that Burnley team, I believe, that come January and maybe into February will be playing in the Africa Cup, and that is going to
Burnley?
no
You just
Palace.
said You said
Palace.
Burnley.
I said Palace.
Zaha plays for the Ivory Coast, yeah.
and also you got an unproven manager.
And, got a lot of love for Patrick Vieira, but
Yeah, he's ex-Arsenal.
the big problem with him is he doesn't seem to have a plan. He doesn't seem to.
Well, right now the plan is to raid Ligue 1. Try to get as many players that came from Ligue 1 to come over and play for Crystal Palace. I mean, that's kind of the plan. Vieira is a god in France, and now you have all these young players who are really good. I mean, they're very skilled players, at least in Ligue 1. They do really well.
Yeah.
Wanting to play for him at Crystal Palace. So, I mean, we'll see. Maybe that can save him. Who knows? But I think that he's going to have issues. I don't know. I don't think we'll finish bottom three. I don't think Palace will finish bottom three, but they'll be close.
So I think I'm going with Norwich, and I'm going with Southampton, especially after today with Vestergaard.
Yeah.
I mean, at one point he was the only one scoring goals, and he's a defender.
Yeah.
Fuck. But I'm not going Crystal Palace, and I'm not going Burnley. I'm going with Brighton. I think you're going to realize that Ben White was worth $50 million. And they just, to me, they haven't addressed their big issues, which were, having 25 shots in a game and not scoring a goal and losing 1-0. Or drawing 0-0. So many games where they dominated and they lost or they drew, and I think losing Ben White, he's a leader on the pitch, and he's a little firecracker as well, and he's very good in defense, and he actually was a lot of the driving force of creating opportunities from the back. And
Ben White's incredible. Man.
Yeah, so
I
Player made by Bielsa.
Just because Brighton, they play like really nice football. They have Bissouma in the middle. They have Lallana. They have Lewis Dunk. They have Mopé up front. They have Trossard. They have some good players. I don't see them going down, and I don't see Palace going down just because they got Benteke and he can score goals with Zaha.
Yeah, I think Vieira is going to figure something out with Palace, where they're going to have a rough spot, but they have the players. They have. I didn't realize Eze was all the way out because they were saying, "Oh, he's going to miss the Chelsea game."
No, he tore his Achilles. There's no.
But that was in May.
James 98 here.
It's like 6 months to even begin to recover from an Achilles injury.
One of the comments from James 98, Gary Cahill is no longer with Palace. He left.
Yep.
Yeah, Cahill left as well. Yeah. He left because he's in Rafinha's pocket still, and Rafinha walked away with him in his pocket. Yeah, so that'll be sad. It's always sad for teams to get relegated, but I do think it's one of the most amazing things that American sports are lacking is the relegation.
Like, it would be nice.
Saints would have been relegated. Relegated in
a long time ago.
A long time ago. Would have had a hard time coming back. Okay, guys. So now we're kind of getting into the relegation thing here. Why don't you guys tell me which manager is going to be on the hot seat first? And not only the hot seat, it's going to be gone. Which manager is going to get sacked first this season?
I think this manager is already on the hot seat. He is walking on very thin ice right now. It's a team that finished back-to-back season in 8th place. They only got 28 points at home last season out of 57. And the last time they were in the top 4 was in 2015. And that manager is Mikel Arteta.
I agree with Najee once again.
Wow.
I think it's Arteta too.
A lot of people saying he's not going to make it to Christmas.
Yeah.
Back-to-back season.
We said that about David Moyes last year.
Yeah. And look what happened with David Moyes.
He could have gotten manager of the season. So, Benitez just because he managed Liverpool. You give a guy like Benitez a full year. Give me a break. Like he's not. Vieira maybe. I don't know. I'm still under the belief that Mikel Arteta has time.
Tick, tick.
I'm just and the moves that he's made this offseason show me that the board is fine with him taking his time. If his job was on the line, we would have been bidding for Lukaku. We would have the checkbook would have been open, and it was open to a certain extent. But he's not.
Well, look how long Arsenal hung on to Wenger. You know, I mean, I think Arsenal has in the past shown some loyalty to their managers. So you might be right.
Yeah.
You might be right. I mean, I think another candidate is Dean Smith from Aston Villa. We'll see how Aston Villa does, but
yeah, because they spent a lot of money, right? Aston Villa. Yeah, I agree with that. You know,
they brought in a lot more money.
Yeah, but you don't want to follow in the footsteps of what they did with Arsene Wenger. You know, change a little bit, be ruthless, fire people.
Well, and I feel like they think they did that with Unai Emery. Like they feel like, okay, we were ruthless. But to me, that was more like he doesn't speak English, so you guys are like, fuck him.
Unai Emery was one of the smartest manager.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Mark, who do you think?
That dog hair in my drink. Okay.
The hair of the dog, preferably.
I know.
Who do I
Which
think
manager is gone?
on the hot seat? I'm going to put him on the hot seat because I'm not necessarily sure that he's going to be out of there first, but I think the seat is hot to begin with for him, and that's Nuno Santos with the Spurs.
Oh, wow.
Look. Here's how I equate those two parties. It's prom season, and both are looking for dates, and they're not finding the one they want, and they end up meeting together, and they like, fine, I'll go to the prom with you, but I'm not buying you dinner, and I'm not gonna put out. Look, Nuno was attached to Spurs, and yet the Spurs were trying to give the position to somebody else, and then Nuno's just like, I don't know. So look, both parties didn't want each other. And if it goes south fast, especially if Harry Kane leaves, which I don't think happens. But if it does go south, I really believe that that's a manager that could easily be on the hot seat.
You holding any grudges, Mike?
No grudge, man. I'm happy with Bruno Lage. I'm happy. I'm willing to give the guy the chance. You know.
Spot on analogy there.
Thank you, James98.
Yes,
I appreciate that.
Listen, I just don't think Tottenham isn't that much of a reactive club. They're not Chelsea. I think they give him a year. And Nuno's good enough. He deserves a year. What's going on, Cantac?
Look at this guy.
Welcome back to the Stoop.
How you doing, brother?
Roll to north.
Come down.
Yo.
Come down right here.
Well,
Yeah,
I hope you.
Let the mosquitoes eat you
There
now.
Go.
What's
Get in
going on,
James.
man?
There we are.
Just in time for the Arteta out conversation.
Who's on the bottom? Who's in the bottom window?
That's Najee.
Oh, sorry, I didn't see him. He's smiling so much.
Yeah, he's smiling because most people picked Chelsea,
Chelsea
to win.
to win it all.
The league?
I didn't.
What are you
Yeah.
guys fucking insane?
All right,
Did
give
you not hear today?
us your quick four.
Chelsea signed Lukaku.
Yeah, but we've known that's gonna happen
Yeah.
for the last
That's game. Look, man.
That's game over.
The league.
City. I mean,
City.
City have two teams that could beat.
They had
win the
two
league.
teams last year that could win the league without a striker, and now they still don't have a striker.
And who?
They're gonna get. I'm telling you, they're gonna get one. They're gonna find somebody.
Yeah, I don't know.
They won it last year. They're getting better by the day.
Yeah.
I don't know. To me, they're running it back. It's not. I don't even think it's close.
Yeah. We'll see. And
Chelsea's second,
I
I think.
think
They'll finish second.
Pep is less interested in the Champions League and more
I think
interested
he's-
in winning 3 in a row.
Oh no. He wants
No,
that.
I think
he
he's
wants Champions
building-
League.
He's building that excuse for when they don't win the Champions
Yeah,
League. He can say, "We were going for a three-peat, but the Champions League is."
Yeah, all these teams are built for the Champions League.
And there is some added with Messi and at PSG being like, oh, they're definitely going to win the Champions League, and now he's going to be like, oh yeah, my friend, watch this.
I think if they get
I got
Kane,
it.
it's-
I got it.
it's a wrap.
I got it. It was just fucking chomping
man.
on you, man, munching on him.
Okay.
So we were talking who will be on the hot seat. They both said Mikel Arteta. He said Nuno.
Where's he again?
Spurs.
Oh yeah.
I just don't see them making a switch mid-season.
I don't necessarily know that they do either, but I just, like I said,
his first
neither party
Doesn't look on the hot seat.
wanted the other, and if it doesn't work out, they are going to be quick to pull the plug.
Yeah, they won't find it hard firing him. That's true.
I mean,
Yeah, I don't see him doing that.
just by nature of where he is the manager, would we not say like Thomas Tuchel's on the hot seat?
That's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say.
I don't-
If
I
they're
don't
not
see-
in first
I don't
place at
see-
Christmas, he's
I don't
gone.
see
They
you
could be in first
firing-
place at Christmas. And he
Don't
might be
fire
gone.
the
He might be
don't fire
gone.
the
If
manager
they're
that
out of
gets
the
you the
Champions
Champions League. You know.
They could be undefeated in the like you just don't know what Abramovich is going to do with his manager.
Right.
I mean, obviously that's not in
Yeah,
reality, not
yeah.
speaking in reality, but if they underperform, I don't think they will. If they did, you would say he's going on the hot seat immediately. I think of
Yeah.
all of the clubs, it's Arteta has to get off to the fastest start,
Mm.
and we won't.
Yes.
I don't think we will,
But listen, let me pose this to you.
unless Ben White starts scoring goals.
Like
left,
I
right, and center.
said, if Ole Gunners, if Man United, Chelsea, and City don't win everything, each individual team needs to win everything. Their manager should be fired because they've been given everything in the world. So yes, Arteta needs to get off to a fast start, but I feel like he has a bit more leeway than someone like Ole.
Arteta?
Yes.
How much leeway do you want to give him? You gave him all of last season.
He's on the hot seat right now.
You
Telling you.
finished
Yeah,
in
I agree.
8th. Outside.
Yeah, I agree with Nacho.
He's got 6 weeks, basically.
We were saying that last season. We were
And
saying
that's
that
why
last
I'm
season.
saying the leeway is over.
No,
It's
I
time for
don't
results.
think it is. I don't think
well,
it is.
You are wrong.
Bring in
I
another
just
Guys.
don't think it is.
You guys playing Brentford tomorrow away.
Yeah.
What's your point?
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I hear what you're saying
And that brand
about
spanking
Arteta,
new
and I agree
football
with you guys
palace that
about
they had.
Arteta.
100%, James.
I'm just saying the way the board, the interactions that they have, and the confidence they have in him, tells me that he has time. Why else do you allow him to make Emil Smith Rowe the number 10? A guy who's had half a good season, who, yes, may be the future of our club, but if your job is on the line, you don't sign an unproven kid as your number 10 and give him the number 10 Arsenal jersey. You go out and buy the number 1, number 10 in the world who is available.
Jack Grealish?
Messi,
Oh.
Jack Grealish, any of these fucking dudes. If your job is on the line, those are the actions you take.
I agree
You
with
don't fucking sign Emil Smith Rowe, who, yes, may be
We extended
fantastic.
it. We extended him. He was already
And
on
we
the-
handed him the number 10.
I agree with you, except
Weren't they
Arsenal
in
number
the-
10. It's
That's
not the
over.
fucking Brentford number 10.
But number 10 was never a big number.
I thought they were in the market for Renato Sanchez though from Lille too, right?
Yep.
I agree with you, except
He's a good player.
the fire and the pressure comes from the fans, and he's already under fire with the fans.
But he's
he's already on
been
the hot
under
seat with
fire.
fans. Yeah, he is with the fan base.
But the owners of our club could give a shit about the fan base.
Clearly,
So they don't give a shit. They like young and hip for some reason because they're super young and
Hey
hip.
fellas, look, I have to go walk the dogs. It's gonna take me like about 10 or 15 minutes. So I may come back, and if y'all are still
Actually,
on 10 or 15 minutes, I'll check back in.
James, we're actually going to wrap up very soon. Do you want to just give us Leeds' finishing spot? Do you have just a couple minutes and tell us about
let's
your
do it.
club?
Yeah, I can do that.
So tell us where Leeds will finish.
This is a difficult one. I had to think about it long and hard. But I think we're going to improve on last year's showing. I think we finished 7th.
Wow. In a European spot.
Yeah. Yeah, with that new European whatever league that they have now.
The European Super League.
Yeah.
Sun came out.
All right, man.
I think we end up 7th. Yeah.
I can see it happening.
Yeah.
I think the fact that we were all in agreement on the top 4 teams, except you picked Leicester instead of Liverpool, Leicester instead of Scum, because you'll never pick Scum.
I'll never pick Scum to finish in the top 6, 7,
But
8.
I think
anyway.
honestly, after those 4 or 5 clubs, it's open season after that. So
I think so too.
It's
Yeah.
anybody's game after that.
I think it is too. And I think we made improvements. I don't think that Bielsa's the kind of person who allows complacency to set in. And I just think that it's going to be, if anything, from what I've been hearing from the players, practice has been even more difficult than it has been in the past. The training is difficult. Furpo said, here's what I was getting, what I was talking about earlier. So Furpo in an interview said that in the time he's been at Leeds, he's seen more film and more like photo stills of himself, like positioning, where he should be and how he should play, that he never saw at Barcelona and all the time he was there. He said that it's not even close. He said that Bielsa's all about developing these players and getting them to play the best they can and get them in the right position and everything else. It's all about player development. And if we can develop the players like Bielsa's been able to do over the past couple of years and see the improvements. I mean, last year, in the second half of the season, we had one of the best, if not the best, in the league. It's there.
Yeah.
And
that was after they said Bielsa doesn't make any changes. He doesn't change his system, and then it was a vastly different system.
Yeah, because our center backs got healthy. I mean, that was it.
Oh, we did that in fucking.
Well, James,
It was all about getting center backs healthy, my friend.
James, thank you so much for joining in. Yeah.
Before James goes,
Score prediction for Saturday: 2-1 Leeds.
2-1 Leeds over Man United. There you go.
my prediction.
Beating the Scum. Yep.
is one place in front of Leeds.
Stomping that scum ass.
Doesn't
All right.
matter where. We're going to finish one spot ahead.
See you, James.
All right. See y'all later.
right, James.
Leeds.
Love you, man.
All right. Love y'all too. Bye.
All right.
Well,
I
gotta say this: for Leeds to be able to do that, they gotta shore up that defense.
The defense was impressive at the second. That's what he's saying.
Yeah, but
The second half of the season, they had
Nice.
more clean sheets than other teams.
but
everyone except Chelsea.
they finished in I think they were 7th in goals given up.
But
and
that,
they've got to tighten
that
up
was
on
all
that.
from the first half of the
I don't
season,
agree.
man.
Well, that's because they had Llorente injured most of the first half of the season.
Yeah, it was in the first half of the season.
They gave
Yeah.
up goals in the second half of the season. Mark
Yes,
is right.
indeed.
They do need a better defense.
They need to shore up that defense.
Yeah.
If
What
they're
you
going
can
to do
say is
that.
they were
And then their
inconsistent.
keeper had what, the second? He was tied
No, he's
for
like
second
4th. No,
or
he was
third
like
with
4th.
with clean sheets, with like 9 clean sheets.
Melier was 4th.
I think Mendy finished
He
first,
was one
no?
ahead of.
That's a
He was
lot.
one.
Guys, James isn't here anymore. We can
was
be
one-
honest.
he was
Leeds
one-
sucks. It's just that's,
hey! I wouldn't go that far.
know.
But I want to say, like, I think Melier finished with like 10 or 11 clean sheets, and that's
Which is
that's-
a third
that's
of the
fantastic.
fucking games.
That's fantastic. You know.
Anyway, can any of you fellas step in at the back for us? Maybe Kantak. We're a little short.
I may not be big, but I am slow.
I'm a little rotund.
I may not be big, but I am slow.
I think they're
All right, Naji, you told us where you would end. You would go first. You guys are going to end up first, as you think. Mark, where are the Wolves going to end up?
Well, that's a good question.
Championship.
No, they're not gonna be relegated. There's no way in hell, especially after what Southampton did in the last couple of weeks. Look. And
Relegated with
you're
Southampton.
a little late for that part of the show. Look, man, we all know what happened last year with the Wolves. Lots of injuries. Nuno out, replaced by Bruno Lage. Haven't really done a whole lot as far as the transfer window, but we did get Jimenez back. And if the question last year was how the hell did the Wolves become so terrible without him, what are the possibilities with him? So I'm looking forward to a very optimistic season with the new manager, with Jimenez back, with the kid that we got from Barcelona, Trincao.
You still have
Top
Traore
10
here.
finish for the Wolves.
You still have Traore. You have
I
Neto.
watched
You
the
have
championship
Davis.
for the Wolves were relegated, of course. But that's just one more streaming service I got. That ain't happening. It ain't happening. Wolves do not get relegated at all.
It can't get worse than what happened last year.
Injury-wise.
Oh, it can always get
I mean,
worse.
like they could go get ready.
And
Not gonna
the striker that replaced Jimenez, William Jose, scored 1 goal last season. 1 goal.
Yeah, it's because he didn't know what to do. But I will say, if we want to talk about that, Fabio Silva is looking like he's been hanging out with Traore working out, which is not working out.
The Bayern
Bayern
farm
diet.
league.
I have no freaking idea, but he looks like he's put on 20 pounds and he hasn't missed a step. So, am I off the stoop? Hell no. I've been here. I'm day one, son. Day
I'll let you
one.
guys vote on it, actually.
Oh, like Andy Kaufman on Saturday Night Live.
Jesus.
Hello. It is time for you to vote to whether or not I stay on the show.
Oh, dude, he's still in your job. No pressure.
That's good. That's pretty good, though. Yeah, because he was around when that happened. He was like in high school.
Yeah, exactly. He was just
Let,
graduating college.
let's see. He's like,
I'm-
roommates with Andy
I'm
Kaufman. at
still
the
waiting
time.
for Andy Kaufman to come back.
Andy Kaufman owes him $100.
God, I wish. What a great story. It would definitely outgo the Adele story.
Dan James or Traore for what? In a fight?
Race?
In a race?
Traore,
Dan
and
James is the
Traore.
guy who looks like the chick from Inception.
Yeah, then James.
Marianne Cotillard.
Oh my God! For a
Yeah.
second, I thought you were going to be like Elliot Page.
Elliot Page? Oh, no. Is that his name now?
That's his name now.
Oh, I didn't know that. So Arsenal, where's Arsenal going to finish?
One spot in front of Leeds.
Gotcha.
Wherever that is.
I'm saying Arsenal are going to finish 7th. We're going to be in that stupid European League, and it's
So
going to be just enough
8-7.
to keep Arteta's job.
8-7.
And it's going to suck.
It's
Yeah.
going to be such a weird season
Yeah.
for Arsenal, like, especially if they don't sign anyone else. It's going to be boring and inconsistent. Like there's not going to be, especially the first 6 games after Brentford. I think it gets pretty serious pretty quick.
Well, guys,
We'll know shortly.
that's about it for our show for today. So,
We're not going to talk about the U.S. national team being 10th in the world.
oh my God, no, we'll save that for
save that
happy
for
hour.
happy hour.
We're not going to talk about something special happening this season or anything like that.
We are, but we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it very quick to close out the show. So first, I have to say thank you so much to all the Stoop crew for being in here. And if you're not part of the Stoop crew, just hit that join button. You get all sorts of access to all sorts of other crazy things. Discussion groups on the website. On the website, we have all this cool merchandise around here that you can buy. Stoop crew hoodies, mugs, James saying if it's not Leeds, fuck them. Cool stuff like that. But also on the website, you can join in on all the discussion groups. And if you're a member of the Stoop crew, you get invited to that private discussion group as well, where we talk about, I'm not going to tell you all, because it's private. So, thank you guys so much for doing that. If you haven't already, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and share this with anybody that you know that you think would be into all this shit.
Let's grow this Stoop crew
And
deep.
as Mr. Tom says, hit that join button, you pricks. Brilliant show as always. Thank you so much. And Jimmy says, roll on happy hour. Happy hour starts tomorrow after the Arsenal beat the crap out of Brentford.
Or frustratingly draw.
It's going to be a draw.
So, fellas, before we close out the show, give me your crazy hot take right now. What is going to happen? What's going to be crazy, Najee? Give me your crazy prediction.
Since James left the show right now, it's the team that overachieved last year. It's Leeds United. They're going to finish in 12th position this year.
That's what they finished in last. 11th?
10?
They finished
Ninth?
10th.
Nope, they finished 9th.
Ninth?
You guys finished 10th.
No, 8th. We
8th?
were ahead of
That's right.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
Leeds are finishing in 12th position.
Najee. I thought you were going to say relegated. Okay, 12th. Okay. Here we go. Crazy predictions? Anybody?
Mark Cuban buys Arsenal.
That
signs
is
Dirk Nowitzki to the board.
crazy.
And by January, we take Messi on loan from PSG, and Thomas Tuchel is fired by Thanksgiving. That's it.
Wow.
That's my crazy prediction.
Okay, Mark?
And it was really
I
hot.
don't really have a crazy prediction. But here, look, crazy prediction. Ollie Watkins Golden Boot.
Ugh. That's
Also,
disgusting.
I might say your crazy prediction was Wolves finishing 7th or whatever.
Yeah,
that
top
shit
10.
was. You
Top
already
10.
did yours.
Hey,
No.
look, I think we're a talented team. I mean, it's not crazy talent, but I think it's talent enough, and I think we'll be better than last season. We finished 13th last season.
If I was a Wolves fan, my crazy prediction would be Raul Jimenez starts off with 3 hat tricks in a row, and then David Luiz breaks into his house at night and headbutts him, breaks his skull again, and he's out for the rest of the season. But he still got 9 goals, so there you go. My crazy prediction is Arsenal is going to lose to Brentford tomorrow and then win the next 10 games to go on a tear and finish in the top 4.
I obviously am the sober one of the group.
That's crazy. Wait, you don't think what I said was real?
I think it's more realistic
All
than
right,
Arsenal
guys.
winning 10 games in
Well,
a row.
we love you all. Najee, thank you so much for being here. Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, share, all that shit. Watch all the other videos. We will see you tomorrow for happy hour.
Premier
Peace.
League, we're back.
We are
Peace.
back, y'all.